gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 131, and I am excited to be here. I am also excited to talk to you about some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. First thing I'd like to get to is some Tiege Hanley updates. Acne. It's been in the questions, it's been in the comments. When is Acne system going to be launched? The answer is, as of right now, today, on my paper, June 15th. So it's literally like a month away, which is crazy exciting. It's less than a month away, right? This is exciting stuff. Everything we've approved, the packaging is there, it's all cleared and counted, and so it's happening. Like, get ready, because Acne is going to be one of the biggest things to happen to Tiege Hanley that we've been threatening and warning you and getting you a little bit hyped up for the past year, a little over a year. It's been a long journey, but it's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it, and it's exciting. Something else that's happening, Tommy is on a little trip. Tommy, you guys know him. He is in charge of a lot of stuff and shipping and all sorts of logistical stuff. He is on a trip, and what he is doing, he is looking for vendors. He's at a conference, I think it's in New York actually, and it's a big trade show, and he's looking for different suppliers and all sorts of things because Tiege Hanley is in growth mode, and we don't want to be caught with our pants down with only one vendor for everything. And so he's there looking at a bunch of stuff. It's a super cool conference. I wish I knew the name of the conference. I should have asked. But the really cool thing, and the thing that I think is really sort of neat and just amazing, is that he spent the night last night at Rob's house. Rob lives in Connecticut, and so he was going up to New York. He stayed in Connecticut with Rob, and it's just really cool. It's really cool that we've got that type of relationship, and it's cool, you know. It's just neat. It's neat for Tommy to be able to go to Rob's house and for Rob to have Tommy there. It's just a cool situation, and I'm excited and thrilled that they could do that. Lots of other stuff happening. Rob is in the throes of technological interview stuff. He's interviewing people for tech positions for our company because Tiege Hanley needs technology. Something I'm very excited about is this little baby that I just got in the mail yesterday. So smooth, so amazing. I let my wife try it. It's lip balm, Tiege Hanley's latest prototype, and this one I think is a winner. It is as a sample. We've had some other ones that haven't been amazing. This one though is kicking a lot of ass. It's got an SPF of 20. I loved it. As soon as I put this on my lips, I was like, yes. It felt good. It didn't have a scent. Doesn't smell like anything. It's just a very perfect lip balm, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a winner. And so I had my wife test it. I'm like, hey, what do you think? And she's like, I love this. She's like, it's smooth. She's like, it's nice. It doesn't go on too thick, and it's a rock star. Some exciting things that are happening at Tiege Hanley headquarters is they're getting ready to do sort of a remodel. Right now, it is a very difficult place to work because of the echo, because there's no privacy. Everybody's in sort of that big room, and it's just loud. And it's difficult to communicate. It's difficult to have private conversations, as in it's impossible. And so there's a lot of things going on. Architectural things. The carpet's been picked out. Painting is about to start. A lot of cool, just sexy stuff that's behind the scenes that is cool to me. It's cool to them, and I can't wait to go and check it out because it is tough. It's tough to operate in there with the way that it currently is. But I think there's actually going to be a mezzanine where there's a second floor, and it's just going to be cool, I think. But Kelly is the man when it comes to design and wanting the space to look and be functional, because right now we've got a big space. The space though isn't very functional for a business and how we need it to operate, and so that is in the works. Other than that, man, everything is just rolling. Tiege Hanley is doing fantastic, due largely in part to you. I mean, we can only do so much. If you guys didn't love the process, the products, and the business, this wouldn't be flying the way that it is, but it's flying incredibly well and high, and we're going to dominate skincare. period. Like you heard it here first. We're going to kick skincare industry's ass so ridiculously hard. Tiege Hanley is kicking ass. But one of the main reasons, aside from you, that Tiege Hanley is kicking ass is because it's got the people in the places we need it to kick ass, and we're not holding it back. We're not doing what I have done to Pete and Pedro since I started this company. And so that's kind of what I'd like to talk about a little bit. After I talk about that, we'll get to a few questions. But I want to talk about something I realized last week that has been like just eye-opening. And it's scary, but it's exciting. And I'm excited to see what happens. So I am the first one to admit that I have been holding Pete and Pedro back because I have not been willing to sort of relinquish control and treat it like a business. I run Pete and Pedro right now like a clubhouse, like a hobby. Pete and Pedro has always kind of been like my side hustle. We talked last vlog about side hustles, right? And Pete and Pedro has been sort of like my side hustle. It's always been like a cute, fun little business that's been profitable, but I've always had other things that have sort of been a bigger focus, that I've been more focused on as opposed to the growth of this little hair product business. But something I sort of decided last week was we're figuring out like shipping, right? We're trying to get shipping costs down a little bit. And so we've had a deep dive on and I'm going to admit to some things that I am really embarrassed about. Anyway, shipping, we're figuring that out. We're getting that situated. We're looking at DHL and all sorts of things. This past week, I finally figured out what my fixed costs are on selling products and the products at Pete and Pedro. Actually, one product, putty, because it's my #1 seller, and I am embarrassed to say that I have never really looked at what my hard fixed costs are of doing and selling a product. I don't know what my profit margin really is. I don't know what a lot of numbers are because I've sort of just like flown by the seat of my pants, and I haven't treated it the way that I should, and the way that you treat a business you're trying to grow. Pete and Pedro is doing well, right? It is a successful business. It does a lot of business. And for most people, Pete and Pedro would be an amazing business. It would be like the numbers that Pete and Pedro does would be better than most small businesses. And most people would like give their left testicle to have a business that generates the revenue and the profit that Pete and Pedro does. But it has done that simply it's done that despite of me. And I say that because I have not done the things that I should have been doing and the things that I should do in order to treat Pete and Pedro as a real business and to actually grow Pete and Pedro. Pete and Pedro has grown simply because there are a few reasons. Because I have grown as a YouTuber and as an influencer. The people that use Pete and Pedro try it, they like it, and they keep using it. And that's pretty much it. I do nothing in terms of social media. I do nothing in terms of like the business strategies that basic normal businesses do in order to grow, like upselling and email like trickle campaigns, and like I do none of that. I do none of it. But it's continued to grow, and I've got goals for it each year, and I have grown 100% every single year since I've started this company, all despite my inability to get out of my own way. And this past week, I made the decision that it was time. It was time to toss the keys basically to somebody else to drive Pete and Pedro a little while. I've decided to look for somebody to pass the keys to Pete and Pedro, to be in charge of the growth of this business. I am going to be there as a supporting role and a supporting character as opposed to the driving force, because I have not been doing what I should be doing for Pete and Pedro. It is a hard realization. It was very difficult. This has been something I should have done years ago. And it's why Tiege Hanley has been so successful. It's because I do what I do for Tiege Hanley. It's not because I'm trying to micromanage and control. It's because I've got Kelly, I've got Rob, I've got Kathleen, I've got like Akin, I've got like everybody that is a part of Tiege Hanley. The reason Tiege Hanley is growing the way that it is because it's doing the things it needs to do, and it's being treated and handled like a real business as opposed to a clubhouse or a product or a side hustle. It's a business, and Pete and Pedro is a business. It needs to be a better one, and I am going to get out of its way. And therein lies the business lesson for this week, is that as entrepreneurs, it is critical that you get out of your own way if you are holding it back. And I have been holding back a business. Pete and Pedro, even though I have been growing it, I've been growing it the way I've been growing it, I've been scared to really sort of like let it go. I've been scared to do the things, scared, lazy. I'm not sure why, honestly, but I have not been ready to be uncomfortable. And for me, the type of person I am, the type of entrepreneur I am, the hardest thing for me to do is to give up control of anything. I'm a micromanager. I micromanage everything. I just built a house. I micromanage the shit out of that. I micromanage things. It's what I do. It's one of my personality flaws, but it's also a benefit because I am like crazy intense with things. And when I decide to do things, I go and I go and I go and I go super hard. But that's not enough. Sometimes you've got to be willing to step aside and do what you do and let other people do what they do. And it's the best thing that can happen. And proof positive of this is my friend and business partner, Terry, who runs Menfluential Media, the agency that handles all of the advertising for me, all of the advertising for Antonio, Teaching Men's Fashion, Brock, The Modest Man, Bezu, like all of these guys he handles now. But it all started with me. It all started with me relinquishing control before Terry and before we had that conversation of me being uncomfortable and being like, I don't know, I think I might, and actually doing it. I was trying to handle all of my advertising. I was trying to do and run my YouTube channel. I was trying to run Pete and Pedro. I was trying to run everything I was running. But it was the first time that I sort of was like, here are the keys. You run this aspect of my business. And it was one of the best business decisions I've ever made. There have been a few of them. Number one, starting a YouTube channel. Number two was starting Pete and Pedro, because this honestly is an amazing product and something that I love. It's my baby. And I love the business. I love everything it represents. It was my first like real official business where I had a product. Actually, that's not true. I sold beaded bracelets. But I sat there and strung beaded bracelets and I'm like, this isn't going to work. Tiege Hanley, partnering with Rob and Kelly, one of the best decisions I've ever made. And working with Terry and giving him the keys to my sort of advertising and to letting him take over this aspect of my business that I was bad at. Like when somebody would contact me to do like a sponsorship or an engagement, I would literally just send them an email. I would send them a media kit and be like, hey, peace, deuces, let me know if I can help. And if I didn't hear back from them, I never did. But that decision to have Terry come in and be a part of my business and handle that aspect that I was bad at was a very difficult decision, but it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. It has taken a tremendous amount of work off of my plate, and in the process has made me a lot more money than I would have made if I still tried to hold on to everything. Tiege Hanley has made a lot more money than it ever would have if it was just me. Because here's the thing, the truth is, I know I'm ranting, I know I'm rambling, and I know I might not even get to some business questions, but I feel like this is important, super important stuff for you guys who are entrepreneurs, who are out there thinking and wanting to start a business. Tiege Hanley, I have thought about, before I ever got involved with Rob and Kelly, I had domains picked out for a skincare company. I had URLs. I had contacted labs. I was in the process of starting a skincare business. And when I met Rob and Kelly, it was one of those things where it was like, you know, it was like my eyes were open. It was like I could do this myself. I could hold on to it. I could Pete and Pedro this. But what would it do? Where would it be? or I could partner with these two smart, capable, competent guys who have big dreams, big visions, big goals. Have all of this, or I could have a little less. I could have a percentage, a piece of this, and let these other guys take it and run. And here are the keys. Let's do this. Let me do what I'm good at, because I am bad at so many things. I am not a detail-oriented person. I don't want to write copy for emails. I don't want to set out trickle campaigns. I don't want to post a lot of stuff on social media and figure out marketing strategies and product development. That's not what I'm good at. And so why the hell should I do it? And that's what I've been trying to do for the past 4 years, 5 years with Pete and Pedro. It's grown despite me, but it's time to hand somebody the keys and grow this bitch. Wow. Sorry, I obviously, I've been thinking about this super hard. And this is literally, I have come to this realization in the past week. And it was, and now I'm in the mindset of, oh my God, I can't run fast enough now. I can't do and execute and do these things fast enough. But the good news is that I've got somebody coming into town that I'm gonna talk to about doing exactly what I just talked to you about handing somebody the keys. And it might be the right person, it might not, but I'm not gonna stop looking. And so once you sort of come to the realization that, okay, this needs to happen, I'm the type of person, I'm micromanaging and intense enough to know that that's what I need to focus on, that's what I need to do. And so, I don't know, I'm ready. It's hard though, it's so hard. And for me, I don't know why it's so hard. I don't know why. You know what it is? I think part of it is trusting somebody with something like your baby, It's like you don't want to let other people, I'm not sure why. I don't know why I have this personality flaw, but I know that I do. And I know that for me to really be successful, I need to not try and do everything myself, because that is when I get overwhelmed. It's when I try and do everything, I don't do any of it really well. I do things like half-assed and things, fall by the wayside and they sort of drop, and I don't execute the way that I should and the way that I can. And Tiege Hanley is the perfect example. Menfluential Media is a perfect example of get out of your own way, stupid, and let other people who are better at the things that you're bad at, let them run, let them thrive, let them flourish. Be there to help them, to be there as like a supportive player. Be their Scottie Pippen, right? You got to hire your Michael Jordan. Back to the Michael Jordan reference. You got to hire your Michael Jordan and just be there to assist them. Hey, what do you need? Let me know, and I'm gonna be there to help and support and still almost give direction, but just not stand in the way. And I've been standing in the way of Pete and Pedro. I'm not standing in the way of Tiege Hanley. I'm not standing in the way anymore of Menfluential Media and my advertising agency and earning on YouTube as an influencer. It's time to get out of my own way. And I hope you can get out of your own way eventually when it's time and when you're comfortable doing so. But it's hard. But it is one of the best decisions you can make as a small business owner, is hiring people, getting people in place that are going to take you to where you need to be, because you can't be everything to your business. It's impossible. In the beginning, when you're starting, when you got no money, you've got to be, but as soon as you can, hire. Use the money, use the profits to hire people that can take you and scale you to the next level. It's the lesson of Tiege Hanley. It's the lesson of my successful businesses. And it's time to do it. And I'm talking about doing things like maybe increase, just lots of stuff, man. It's all of a sudden I started thinking about this, and I can't stop thinking about it now. Now it's oh my gosh, maybe we should sell grooming tools, and maybe it's crazy, right? But it's amazing, it's scary, it's hard, and it's one of the hardest things you're going to do, is going to be give people control of something you love. But it's critical. Guys, I know I didn't get to any questions, and I'm not going to get to questions this week. I want I want you to sort of absorb what I said, because there's a lot of lessons, I'm sure. One big lesson in the Pete and Pedro sort of story. You know, I got on Shark Tank. I did a lot of things, cool things. You know, I've grown it, but at the end of the day, I've held it back. It's my fault that this isn't bigger than it is. And, you know, and I'm small mentality, right? Small mindset. I'm like, oh, it's good. It's, you know, I'm making money. It's profitable. And maybe next year I can grow it and double business, and it has. But it could be so much more if I just didn't stand in its way. So I guess that's the lesson. That's where I'm going to leave it. Don't stand in your own way. Let people help you. Give people the keys. Let them do what they do, and let you do what you do so well. Guys, in the comments, if I didn't get to I didn't get to any comments, down below next week, I promise it'll be more comment focused and answer your business questions. Down in the comments, you would have comment last week or on last vlog, copy, paste it, post it again. I'm going to get to like as many as I can next week. We're going to have some updates, but I really want to focus on you. This vlog, the reason we do it is to be an asset, to be valuable, to help you guys sort of with some of the lessons that we've learned. So if you've got a business related question, down there in the comments, let us know. Start it with business question. That's a way that I know how to filter. I can quickly go through and be like, oh, business question, and get to it. Down in the comments, let us know what business question you've got, and I'll do a better job next week, I promise. But there's a lot that I wanted to get out, and hopefully you got something from it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. I hate to ask, but apparently YouTube is really big into engagement, and you know, we could use all the help we could get, and it lets us know that you like this. You know, this is something that's a little bit different. It's not your 10 tips to whatever. This is trying to give you some serious business value, and I wish I had the Tiege Hanley Starting Business, Building a Brand vlog back in the day, because maybe I would have heard this lesson, all these lessons that we've sort of talked about. It's growing pains, right? But you're incredible, you're amazing, you can do anything you want. But some of the hardest lessons are dealing with your own personality flaws, apparently, when it comes to business. But you got this. Tiege Hanley, we couldn't do this without you, period. You're amazing, you're amazing, 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 amazing. And I hope you remember that. But your lips, are they chapped? Soon. Not yet. Chapstick? Not chapstick. Lip balm? Chapstick's a brand. You want some? Would you buy it? Were you into it? You dig it? So smooth, like you.